Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Laine.
Welcome to Cajun Sports Radio on a beautiful Sunday, August the 11th, 2013 edition. This edition, as we say every week, is good for a whole week till next Sunday. We are a weekly episodic show here on CajunSportsRadio.com. Live, ready to roll. It's football season, finally. We started a bunch of games last week. We had Hall of Fame game last Sunday, and then we had nothing but preseason games starting this Thursday. A lot of stuff going on, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and as I do that, let's bring the co-host in. Coyote, Dad, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What a day. Football season starting. Training camp is rolling. A lot of football to talk about. And I just want to shout out real quick with my next door neighbor there, Sean Discount. There, he said he's going to listen to us, and he's on. He wants to listen to us. So, hello, Sean.
That's one of our new listeners this week. We do appreciate it. Okay, we got all kinds of stuff. Preview of the show. Like we do always. If you've been listening to Cajun Sports Radio since last year, we start off with the Saints. Then we will break down all of this week's preseason games. We're not going to break down the Hall of Fame game from last Sunday. No. We'll break down that. Just like it would be the regular season. We do this during the regular season. We'll break down all the games. Coyote segment returns. That will be our LSU news. Coyote segment. And in Coyote segment, as a preview, we will talk about everybody from LSU, their NFL preseason debuts took place this week. We'll talk about that as well as tell you what's been going on in week one of practice and all other stuff that pops up here. If you want this week, we're not taking phone calls. We don't have time. We're jam-packed. But you can text the show. 318-451-0842 is our text. Or you can get involved with the chat box at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Or Facebook, at Cajun Sports Radio on Facebook as well. Friday night. Saints preseason.
So much football, Laine. They had a good crowd. I tell you what.
I'll give you the crowd right here. Attendance?
Yeah.
You won't believe this.
I couldn't believe that for a preseason game.
72,000. That's the official attendance.
Can you imagine for a preseason game?
72,000 people.
That's dome almost packed.
It's got to be.
Yeah, everybody was so excited.
They all left after the first quarter, most of them. The dome was empty by the end of the game. You could see it.
Oh, yeah. It's preseason. And I know a lot of people that they're talking about, if you don't have Cox. If you don't have Cox, you ain't going to watch it. You ain't going to watch the preseason games.
Well, you can. NFL Network. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about live, Laine. Here again. So, hats off to Cox. I tell you what, Cox came through. Boy, we went round and round about this weekend. But let me tell you something. Cox came through. What did I think about it? The first drive? Ooh.
Well, the first drive, the defense got smacked in the mouth. And two people I want to go ahead and just throw underneath the bus. One, Roman Harper. Was not impressed with his safety play. And two, Will Smith. No business being at the linebacker spot.
We was talking today about that.
Which I said that the other day.
Yeah, Laine was telling me. It's a shame we were talking about that today. And he keeps up with the Saints, and he just couldn't see that either. But, Laine, what's the deal? And we were talking about they can't see it. Why did they put Will Smith? can't handle that. That linebacker, come on, man.
Well, that's the only thing they could do in the 3-4, or they can move him to tackle. But the problem is, we're stacked at D-line. Cameron Jordan went off. He had an unbelievable game. Yeah. I will break down Mike Detillia, a guy that I really love, works for WWL with Bobby Hebert and Deke and all them. He wrote a great article that I want to read about everybody, about preseason in general, and about the guys that really turned it on Friday night. I want to go ahead and do a shout-out. We have a new sponsor. I forgot to tell you about this. I promise. We are officially sponsored by DirecTV. Promise on the bottom.
Do what?
We are officially sponsored by DirecTV. Okay. The other day, they gave me a discount on my Sunday ticket package. Here's the deal. If you sign up with DirecTV, they basically gave me $200. I told them that I would do this for them. If you sign up with DirecTV, new, here's the deal. Sunday ticket, football fans, you will get the Sunday ticket free this season. And with the Sunday ticket, you get the Red Zone channel. You get every single game that takes place Sunday. It's unbelievable. This is my 6th year of having it, and I love it. Dad comes over sometimes and watches the games. It's all you got to have it. You get that. You get the Game View channel where you can watch all the games. You get the Fantasy Tracker, which you can track all of your scores. You can do that by going to DirecTV.com. If you decide to sign up with DirecTV, let us know at Cajun Sports Radio. We can get you $100 off every month. I mean, throughout the whole year. But you have to let me know about it if you're going to do it. Really? Contact me.
Good deal.
Contact me at Facebook at Cajun Sports Radio. Let me know, and I can get you off $100 over the first year. But like I said, go check them out. DirecTV.com. They got some great things going on over there. Here's the thing. Right off the bat, the stats. Once again, presented by DirecTV. Luke McCown. We'll go to him later. But Drew Brees, 2 drives. First drive.
I'm impressed.
Well, he had, like Shane said earlier, like you, one of the football fans, there was Kenny Stills kind of had a drop. Brees had that big, on the first drive, that big throw down the field that Kenny Stills dropped. Kenny Stills redeemed himself. That second drive, we should have put it in the end zone. Moved the ball down the field great. When we kicked the field goal.
Another thing, if people don't know, it's preseason. I'm not worried about the offense as much as I'm worried about defense. I wanted to see what the defense was going to do. The first drive was complete disaster. It don't make what anyone tells me. It was a disaster.
Well, he's talking about the defense. Well, Kansas City gets the ball, and Alex Smith and Kansas City rolled us. They did whatever they wanted. They drove it. But the defense kind of got it together, but that was after Alex Smith got pulled out.
Yeah, they pulled him and put Chase Daniels. Oh, that was a bad deal, too. I still felt bad for him.
Chase Daniel.
Yeah, to come back to the Saints. That we had him for backup. But anyway, that's the business, y'all. You're going to see him, and you're going to see him go.
Which he had an all right game, 6 for 10 for 42 yards. Paid him really good money. But Alex Smith.
I understand Ryan's happy. He's very satisfied with the show they put on.
Well, he was not. Peyton was not. Peyton, I read an article. I love the boys. I got to shout them out at NOLA.com. That he was not impressed. He said that the play calling was terrible.
That's what I said.
Like we're reading, they do not. You said this. They do not want to show their hand. You cannot give too much away in these preseason games.
Yeah.
You're showing your hand. You don't want to give the other team's film to use for week 1 of the real season. We got Atlanta week 1. You know, maybe we should keep it quiet. Does the score mean anything to you in this game?
No,
it doesn't to anybody unless you're betting on it.
Yeah. I like the way the Saints did it in the end. That showed class. They downed it, but anyway, someone Robinson surprised me. That is a hard runner. I'm talking about.
To me, it was Cadet.
Cadet had a good game. Ingram.
Well, let's look at the stats.
Yeah, he ran good.
I'm glad you brought up the running stats. Robinson was the leader.
We didn't play no bad team right here. We
played a really good defensive football team.
We played a good defensive football team.
This is a good team. Yeah. I seen that last Friday night.
Yeah.
This is a team that had 5 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
And won 2 games. Now they got a quarterback. And let's talk about Alex Smith. Dad, he went 7 for 8 on that first drive and really moved that rock down the field.
He did. That y'all, I know y'all know who we talking about. That's the old San Francisco 49ers. Great quarterback. Great. But he lost his job when he got hurt. y'all don't lie, but I can't pronounce his name right.
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick.
Whenever Alex Smith went down, they put him in. But anyway, so Alex Smith still got a lot of guys. And what do you think about Alex Smith?
Alex Smith is that quarterback that's not going to be flashy. He's not going to throw for 300 yards a game. But he's not going to turn the ball over. Go look at his stats.
He's good.
He will not. He doesn't throw interceptions.
Nope.
Andy Reid said yesterday that Andy Reid wanted him back when he was in Philadelphia. Andy Reid's been eyeing this guy. He's happy with Alex. He's happy with what he can do with Alex. He wants a system that a guy's not going to turn the ball over. He's got a good offensive line over there. Dad, this team is scary. Kansas City's a scary football team. Here's your statistics that I was wanting to talk about. Rushing. Dad talked about Robinson. He was the leader. Robinson had 12 carries. Listen to this, guys. 52 yards. He averages 4.3 a carry.
That's great.
Next to him was Cadet, who had a really big workload. He carried the ball 13 times for 40 yards. He averaged 3 yards a pop. He ran his behind off. He looked great.
No injury there, Laine?
Not that I know of. Mark Ingram. He only had 3 carries, man, but every carry he looked good. He had 12 yards.
Well, Laine,
4 yards a cop.
But they pulled him early. They didn't want to run. That's another thing, y'all. In preseason, when you got these players trying to make the team, let them play. But when you got your horses and you got the guys that's got paid, don't. To me,
you're right.
I wouldn't play them long. Get them out.
Dad is talking about, okay, you got your guys that are established.
Yeah.
That guys know are going to make the team. That are know are going to be big parts of the football team. Then you got the guys that you don't know what's going to happen to them, where they're going to be cut, where they're going to make it in the roster spot. Guys who are trying to play for playing time and everything. Those are the guys you got to run the hell out of.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
But this was week 1 of preseason, and I'm going to tell you, players did not treat this like week 1. We've seen a lot of good football from a lot of the first teams this week, and next week you're going to see more of it. And then in week 3 you'll see even more, and in week 4 nothing.
How about not to cut in front of you, Pierre Thomas? He didn't play, did he?
He didn't play. He has a small injury.
How does Pros do?
He carried the ball 2 times for 3 yards. He didn't do too much. And I think, did he have a catch? No, he didn't even have a catch.
Graham didn't play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Graham played?
Yeah, he played. Yeah. He had 1 catch for 4 yards. All right, here's the statistics, once again presented by DirecTV. If you sign up with DirecTV, once again, I'm going to keep saying this throughout the show, but if you sign up with them, you will get NFL Sunday ticket free, and if you let Cajun Sports Radio know, we can get you $100 off over a year. Here's the thing. Passing. Luke McCown was the workhorse. He went 18 for 28 for 216 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. He had a pick. The pick he had was terrible.
I was impressed.
The pick he had, it was bad. Yeah. Without that pick, awesome night. Drew Brees, he got most of his work on that second drive. He went 7 for 10 for 65 yards. They should have put it in the end zone. Ryan Griffin, not that much work. He only went 4 for 9, 27 yards. But like Dad said, he did move the ball.
He did.
But all in all, I mean, when you look at Luke McCown, now Seneca Wallace didn't get to play. He's hurt. He's another guy.
Yeah.
I feel confident with Luke as my backup.
Yeah.
I think he can definitely make up for Chase Daniel. There's no doubt about it. He's a Louisiana boy, you know. I mean, he went to Tulane.
Right. I don't know what my problem is sometimes when I'm like, whenever they get these, like Chase Daniel, I just hate to see him go. What my problem is a business, and they're going to get rid of him. You know what I mean? It's just like I want them to stay. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been like that. I want them to stay. Just like Ivory. I wanted him to stay. But guess what? It's just some players, they just got to go. You know, I guess they look at it another way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the main thing here. It's like you said, it's a business. That's all it is. It's a business, but
yep, it's just a business. They come and go whatever. But the next game we got It's a Thursday night. I thought it was Friday. We ain't going. It's Thursday night. We play the Raiders. Mm-hmm. That's another game that's going to be on Cox. That's a old LSU. That's
now week 3 we play Houston. That's a nationally televised game. That won't be on Cox, but nobody will have a problem watching that.
They play away, huh?
I think so. Yeah, we have our first 2 home games, and then the next 2 are away. Nick Toon, I've been talking about this guy for 3 weeks now. This is the man. He had 4 catches for 66 yards.
I've seen that. I
am a huge fan of this guy. Now, there's Nick Toon. There's another guy that you get him kind of confused. Then there's a T-Toon. I can't think of his first name, but his first name starts with a T. Andy.
I think it's Todd.
Something like that. I had to watch myself. I got confused the other day. Andy Tanner, 3 for 59. And then the star, Parker. 4 catches, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. He accounted for both the touchdowns. And the guy that I think is going to help this offense out so much, the Saints are going to be able to run now a 2 tight end offense. That is Benjamin Watson. Yeah. I've been watching this guy for years. Hell of a career with New England, and Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we might be able. I tell you what, I was thinking of something. Was Gronk hurt and Hernandez in a penitentiary cell somewhere doing who knows what? We might start the year off with having the best tight end corp in the league.
Yeah. At one time, it was the Patriots that had the best tight end. But like Laine just said, with Hernandez in prison and yeah, we might.
We might start the year off having the best tight end. Might having the best, tight end game in the league. Now, the fumbles, we did have 2 fumbles. Okay, I'll break down the stats in a little while. Defensively, Kenny Vaccaro made a lot of noise. He had 3 tackles. He had 6 tackles. 3 of them were solo. He had 3 assists. He assisted somebody else. Now, he made a big noise. And, of course, Cameron Jordan made some noise, too. 3 tackles, 2 solo. Cam Jordan had 1 quarterback hit, and he had a tackle for loss, which is huge. Here are the statistics of the game. First downs, Saints had 26 to KC's 15. Third down, we went 6 for 17, which is good.
That is.
We held KC to 3 for 14. That's terrible.
Yeah.
We ran 83 plays. They only ran 58. We had 427 yards. They only had 215. Rushing, we had 119. They only had 59.
Well, that's where it came in play, right?
Penalty yards, they had 73 yards. We had 56. We each had a turnover. And, in fact, who had that? Didn't somebody have an interception? Who had the... Okay. No, we didn't have an interception. What was the... We had a turnover somewhere. It was a forced fumble.
It was a fumble?
Yeah, it was a forced fumble. Who got that fumble? I'll figure that out soon. I just can't remember who picked the fumble up. Kick return, Parker did pretty well. Punt return, Steve Breslin returned 2. So did Carr. Punting was more steady, did pretty well. Garrett Hartman.
That's the one we just picked up, that Breslin. We just picked him up last week.
We did, and that was because of, I'm glad you said that,
yeah. Joe
Morgan out for the year. Remember that injury we talked about yesterday?
That I didn't like. That was a blow for me.
Oh, it was.
Oh, yeah, we needed him. But they big thoughts on that Pearson fellow.
Who?
The one
Breaston.
Even Laine got on me this week about the way I pronounced his last name. And y'all, if we can stay healthy, that's the main deal of all this. Is staying healthy. Y'all remember that year we won the Super Bowl? I keep going back to that. At the end, we were all healthy. That makes a big difference. You got to stay healthy. Especially with us. Without schedule, oh my God.
Stay healthy, run the ball, and force turnovers. That's what you got to do.
Was it just me, Laine, or did Sean Payton look like he was miserable?
Well,
what was the deal?
He
looked like he was miserable.
Give him credit. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. He looked like he was just, I don't know what it was.
Well, he didn't really want to reveal his hand. I think it was that type of thing.
Do you think him and Ron is getting along? Like, I think at the end they end up shaking hands about 30 seconds before the end of the game, because I think Sean stays on him.
Well,
I really do.
And let me tell you something. Rob is the type of guy. He's like Rex. He's just like his brother. He gonna argue with you. You know, if he's got something to say, he's gonna say it. All right, this is my boy Mike Detillier. I wanted to read this before we go to break. He calls it the preseason mirage, and he got it. He listened to safety Richard Padellon, whatever his name is. Well, anyway, thing is that he says about preseason is it's you can't judge anything by it because it's a mirage. The players that are playing hard are playing to make the team. The guys that are already there, you know, they're not gonna. Yeah. They're not motivated, so it's kind of hard to. Here are the guys that he thought stood out: Cam Jordan, of course, Kenny Vaccaro, Preston Parker, Glenn Foster, Ben Watson. We talked about him. Yeah. Tyron Walker, Chris Carr, who did awesome. John Jenkins on the line. Travis Cadet. Boy, I was impressed with Cadet. Yeah. Man.
I know you keep telling me that he you know, guys, you gotta understand the roster. They got to get after these 4 games. You got to get to 53 players. So what happens, you know, Laine, there's a lot of changing going on. Like tomorrow, Laine, they're going to cut how many?
I don't know exactly how the cuts work week to week. I just know by the start of the season they got to have it down to 53.
53. So right now they got like what, 80?
80-something.
80-something players. So you know what? They got to, you know, can you imagine? You got to get out there and a lot of them get traded, yo. This is what's funny.
That's another thing.
You watch it. Kansas City might pick up some of our players.
And they'll tell you this. Okay, Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks is a show that I watch, and I'm just letting everybody know we cannot take calls this week. Having problems with the phone lines over here. We can take text messages. 318-451-0842. Here's the thing. On Hard Knocks, they'll say this, and you hear it every year, and you hear this from coaches. Guys, play your behinds off in preseason. We might not be able to use you. We might cut you. But if you play your behinds off, somebody's going to notice you. They're going to pick you up. Yeah. You might be able to fit on some other team. And you see that every year. You see somebody who gets cut, who played their behind off because they don't have room for him.
Right.
But he goes and plays for another team. You see it every year. Everything that you do is being watched by every team. They're all being scouted.
That's what I said.
So what Dad said is completely right. You might be playing your behind off with the Saints. By week 1, you might be playing for the Falcons. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy, but
it's the business. Like
it's just a business, and every year we go through this. Here's Sean, you know, and these guys are really, really hustling, and they might tell you. I don't know if y'all watch that movie, Invisible. It would explain everything. Where you play hard, and they might tell you that evening you going to the house. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just you never know.
It's true, and what makes it hard for the Saints is they have a lot of receivers. A lot of good, young receivers who are around the same.
Yep.
Kenny Stills, you know, one of them, he's going to make the team. But a lot of guys, Anthony Tanner's on the block, a lot of them.
A lot of them won't make it.
And the problem
is... And can play anywhere.
The problem is when you got a lot of guys who are on the same level, it's hard to know which ones to cut. And this year, the Saints are going to cut a receiver that's going to end up playing somewhere and be a beast.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing that we might have to go against. We see this every year. Look at Danny Amendola, a guy that's going to be the receiver for the Patriots this year. Showed his behind off one year in Dallas training camp.
Oh, yeah.
Now look, he's an NFL.
See?
He's solid. It's the name of the game. It's not necessarily fair. But, you know, is football fair? It's a business. You can't take it serious.
It don't matter what happens.
You can't take
it
personal.
Care what helmet they put on.
Exactly. I said that
how
wrong.
They get paid.
Not take it serious. I mean, you can't take it personal. But this is Cajun Sports Radio. We got a lot of stuff left to talk about. We're going to get into the other preseason games. Every other preseason game that took place in week 1. We will also talk about LSU. What happened in LSU week 1 practice, as well as tell you what did the former Tigers do in their NFL debut. This is Cajun Sports Radio. You can listen to on CajunSportsRadio.com as well as Spreaker.com. Once again, we are presented by Best Bike ATV and DirecTV. Get NFL Sunday ticket free when you sign up with DirecTV. Also, contact us at Cajun Sports Radio on Facebook. We'll tell you how you can get $100 off over a year's time. This is Cajun Sports Radio. We will be back in a little while. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in a little while.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Laine.
Hey, it's Laine from Cajun Sports Radio, and right now we have to talk about Best Bike ATV. This is something that you need to know about. Best Bike ATV is a full-service mechanic shop, locally owned and operated, specializing in the repairing of most ATVs, dirt bikes, and motorcycles. They sell a full line of aftermarket as well as factory parts and accessories. They have a factory-certified mechanic on duty at all times. They are an authorized high lifter, Gorilla, STI, and ITP dealer. They are located on Highway 1 in Echo, Louisiana, about 7 miles north of Marksville. Their operating hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit their website at www.bestbikeatv. Contact them at 318-597-9022. Once again, www.bestbikeatv.com. 318-597-9022. You're going to want to check them out. You will be very impressed. Tell them that Laine from Cajun Sports Radio sent you. Thank you.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Laine.
Welcome back to Cajun Sports Radio. You can listen, and people that are listening replay past Sunday, you can listen at any time on CajunSportsRadio.com. You can listen to past episodes. You can listen live. We got a good thing going on over there. CajunSportsRadio.com. Also, as I said in a commercial a while ago, check out BestBikeATV.com. And once again, like I said a while ago, I hate to keep pushing it. If you sign up with DirecTV, you get the NFL Sunday ticket free, and you get $100 off of your first year. Contact us at Cajun Sports Radio on Facebook, and we'll tell you how to do that. That's the only way you can get the $100 off. You got to let me know first. All right, guys. We started preseason this week. We started back Thursday night. We had a lot of action going on, and we're going to start Ravens 44, Bucks. Oh, hold on. We know it's football season. During the season, this is what I play in the background. To break down, when I break down the games, we got to put on the sound. All right. Preseason football. I know it's not the real deal, but we had football to watch this week. All right, the Ravens.
Y'all, Laine takes it just like it's the regular season. It don't make no difference if it's preseason, whatever. He just wants football.
Ravens, they lost a lot. Let's be frank. They lost Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
They lost Ray Lewis. What's his face? The DB there.
It's hard to repeat,
left.
y'all. It's hard to repeat.
Ed Reed left. The receiver left. Bolden.
Yeah.
They lost a lot. But in this game, they tried to show a little bit of their hand. Joe Flacco, 7 for 9, 57 yards. He had a pick. Tyrod Taylor, though, Dad. Got a lot of work. 13 for 23, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. On the Tampa Bay side, Dad, Freeman, we talked about him the other day, Dad. He didn't look good again in this game. And
Why you I just keep calling him Brooks. I don't know why, y'all. The old school Saints Brooks quarterback.
He's kind of
Why? Same ethics, same passing, same smiling, same laughing. Why they keep this fella?
I don't know.
Even the Tampa Bay fans.
Well, he was a first-round pick. He
matter.
started off hot.
Yeah.
And last couple of years, that have been forgettable. What do you do, though? I mean, who else did they have? They had Glennon come in. He went 11 for 23. He had a pick. He didn't do too good. They don't really have too much.
But they always give us a hell of a game. That's
a rival.
It's always our.
That's a rival. Running the ball, Ray Rice, man. You run the ball decently. Yeah. He's going to be their key. Ray Rice has got to do it. Receiving, you're going to see a lot of new names for Baltimore this year. But Torrey Smith, he's going to be their number one guy. He's pretty good. Preseason, we're going to go kind of go through
44-16.
That's a high preseason game.
Yeah. They were talking about you don't want to go in overtime in preseason. You heard that with the Saints.
Well,
the Rams don't want that. No one wants that.
Well, the other night they went for 2 points.
Yeah.
In a game.
Yeah.
So because they didn't have to go for 2. We'll talk about that. Okay. Yeah. ESPN Thursday night. Well, it's called Monday Night Football, and it was on Thursday night. Atlanta played the Bengals, and I have been harping about this Bengals team ever since I watched them on Hard Knocks. If you haven't got to check it out, you got to get HBO just for this month. Hard Knocks is awesome, and they're following the Bengals. And I've been talking good about this team because I see a lot of talent. I think they could have the best defense in the league, if not one of the best. I thought Kansas City's defense looked pretty good too, but
talk about Atlanta real quick. Atlanta, I hate to cut in. Will you please explain? I was telling Sheila. Will you explain with Rex with the quarterback?
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan.
I always call him Rex. Matt Ryan. About the guarantee. He's the only quarterback real quick.
This sucker's going to get $59 million guaranteed. They have to give him to him. Most NFL contracts. That was his signing bonus.
Explain that.
Like Breeze. He makes $17 a year. That's his yearly contract. None of that money's guaranteed.
Did he break history for any quarterback to ever have
shattered history?
To have a guaranteed, okay.
The only money that is guaranteed is the signing bonus. That was his signing bonus. Yeah. His yearly contract is not guaranteed. NFL, you don't get guaranteed money. Ain't like baseball. Baseball they give like A-Rod.
Well, what's so guaranteed with him?
That's his signing bonus. That's the only thing guaranteed. Oh. They don't have to give it to him all at once, but they have to break it down into his contract.
And how much was the signing bonus?
$59 million.
Wow.
That's
what it was.
If they cut him today, they still have to pay him that $59 million. They don't give it to him all at once. They owe him.
Okay.
They can't afford to cut him. Even if he would stink it up, they still have to ride their contract out. So in other words, if he breaks his leg and never plays another down of football again.
That's what it was, though. The $59 million sign-in bonus. Okay.
And if he breaks his leg or he blows his knee out, he's still set up. It doesn't matter. He's lucky. I don't know why he would give him that much guaranteed. I don't get it.
But anyway. So let me see his numbers real quick.
He went 6 for 9, 89 yards. I messed up. I did. I thought the bowling ball Michael Turner was still on the team. They did cut him. He is not part of.
That was so much to keep up, Laine.
He was not part of the Atlanta team anymore. Steven Jackson is on his own, and from what I'm hearing, he didn't do too much in this game. I'm hearing a lot of good fantasy value out of him because he's gonna catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, and I don't know. I'm interested to see how many catches, because in PPR leagues, he's going to get a lot of catches out of the backfield. Yeah. But he's older, so we'll see. Matt kind of spread the ball out a good bit. Harry Douglas, Davis, Johnson, Snelling. Rogers.
They're going to be a threat.
Well, they got another young running back, DeQuiz Rogers. He's going to get a lot of touches. Then you got Snelling. He's going to get a lot of carries. We'll see. Yep. But watch out for this Bengals team. By the way, final score, 34-10, Cincinnati Bengals. And in this game, Andy Dalton, 3 for 7, kind of shaky. But they're not going to show their hand.
No.
Don't worry about that. All right, moving on. Boy, I love this. This is exactly what we do during the season, guys. If you listen to Cajun Sports Radio last year, we break down, letting everybody know. We break down. All right, we're back here at Cajun Sports Radio. We do apologize for that. If you want to listen to part 1 of the episode, go to CajunSportsRadio.com. The computer froze on us. It was doing good, but it froze. We will hopefully fix that and add it to one episode, if not. But if you're just joining us, later on in the show, when we're done, you can go back and listen to part 1 of the show. We were talking Saints football in part 1.
It happens.
All in all, in this St. Louis-Cleveland game, Brandon Whedon, 10 for 13, 112 yards, a touchdown. Bradford, 5 for 8, 102, and a TD. A lot of people have a lot of high hopes for the Rams this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully that they can come back. We'll see. We do apologize for that. We hate for that to happen. I hate breaking
it does happen every once in a while.
I hate to break the episode down into 2 parts.
And then we can do it.
That ain't happened in a while. Okay, next preseason game. Redskins, Titans. Redskins 22, Titans 21, no RG3.
I didn't figure that.
He's
still on the bubble.
Well, he practiced. We're hearing that he's close to 100%, but don't expect to see him in the preseason.
I wouldn't.
But the story continues to be his backup, Kirk Cousins. He came in for RG3, but he was hurt and looked good, and he looked good the other night. He only attempted 7 passes, which is very interesting considering the fact that he was a backup. You'd think he would have got more work than that, which he did start the game.
But it kind of tells you something.
What it tells me is they know that RG3 is going to get hurt this year and that they're going to need him.
That's right.
He comes out and looks good again and shows up like he did last year in replacement of RG3. He's not going to be a Washington Redskin next year. He's going to be playing. He's going to be starting for somebody.
Somewhere else. That's right.
Rex Grossman came in, had a little bit of work. 119 yards at TD. The big
I don't
story.
look for Tennessee to be a threat this year.
I don't know. Jake Locker, 7 for 11, 58 yards. The big story was Chris Johnson. He's had a couple of down years. He had a big run, a big TD run. He had 2 carries for 60 yards and a TD.
Whoa.
So he's going to be another big fantasy threat for people. Redskins 22, Titans 21. For those of you just joining us, want to let everybody know that this is Cajun Sports Radio. You can find us at CajunSportsRadio.com. You can listen to the first part of this episode on CajunSportsRadio.com. As we do, this episode is broken down into 2 parts. Somebody else I was impressed with in this game, Dad, was Pat White for Tennessee. He came in and looked pretty good, man. He had a couple of... Remember Pat White? He was drafted by the Dolphins. He played for West Virginia. He looked really good in this game. He had a couple of good moves. He threw a touchdown pass, and he had a nice 2-point conversion. So, congratulations to Pat White.
Yeah.
49ers, Broncos. Broncos 10, Niners 6. Ugh. Well, I couldn't believe in this. Okay, Colin Kaepernick looked hella good. 4 for 4, 38 yards. We didn't have a touchdown, but the thing I couldn't figure out is he ran in this game.
Why?
I don't know. Manning, 2 for 4. He didn't last long either.
I can't understand that. We talked about that the other night. How in the hell are you going to have a quarterback, your starting quarterback, going to run in a preseason game?
Doesn't make sense to me either.
No, that wasn't to me. That wasn't a play call.
Well, no. A lot of times when the quarterback runs, it's not the sign. He runs when he can't find nobody open.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
You don't do that.
I don't get it. And speaking of running quarterbacks, Russell Wilson for Seattle in this game, Seahawks 31, Chargers 10. He ran too.
Yes.
He ran too in this game.
I don't.
In this game, Russell Wilson 2 for 6, not too good, 23 yards, and he had that scramble. On the San Diego side, Phillip Rivers 5 for 6, 45 yards. He had a couple of good passes, but then he had some kind of empty passes. The main story, Ryan Matthews, 3 for 19. A lot of people, Dad, have a lot of high hopes for him this year at running back. But all in all, I want to ask you this. Do you think that Seattle and San Francisco is going to have the success they had last year? Will they be competing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know for sure San Francisco. I'm kind of iffy about Seattle.
I'm not. Seattle will compete.
I'm not saying they won't compete, but I don't know if they're going to have the success. I think the division might have gotten a little...
Who's Seattle's coach, man?
PK?
That's all you got to say.
What do you pick? So?
It's just Laine. He has always been... I knew who the coach was. Y'all just want Laine to tell me again. He is very competitive. He is gonna make some noise.
I'm not ready to call Pete Carroll a great coach. I mean...
I I always thought
okay.
when he was with USC, I always thought he's just a good coach.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to compare him to, like, just to say because they have him that they're going to have a good season. I don't know. I've never been that.
He just wanted them that he's going to.
I mean, I like Pete Carroll.
He's wanted they're going to pull out there. They're going to have something.
I'm just not. I don't think he's that great of a coach. He's okay, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't put him in that upper echelon. All right. Big story in this one. Jets 17, Lions 26. There's a quarterback battle brewing in New York between Mark Sanchez and Geno Smith, the rookie out of West Virginia.
Geno Smith's going to get the job.
Well, some scary things happen in this game. Let's start off with Mark Sanchez. Goes 10 for 13, 125 yards, but he had a nasty pick early in the game. They booed him off the field. But later,
they don't like him.
Later redeemed himself, scored a touchdown. He told the media last week that he thinks it's bogus, that he should even be competing for a job. He should be the starter.
No, I don't think so.
Well, Geno comes in, goes 6 for 7, 47 yards, but here was the scary thing. He runs. And as he runs, he twists his ankle, and it looked nasty. And everybody thought he was done. He broke his ankle. He gets up, walks off the field. We're hearing that he's going to be okay.
I've never seen an NFL team that hates their quarterback as much as Sanchez. Why does their own fans hate him so much?
Because he's bad. He's been terrible.
Yeah,
He'd
but
be good.
damn, you gotta.
Okay, well, how many people hated Aaron Brooks when he was doing bad? It's simple. If you ain't doing good, who's going to want you at quarterback?
I don't like Sanchez anyway. I don't think he
started off hot. He started off hot in his career.
He has never impressed me.
First
never.
2 years, he took that team to the AFC Championship.
When he ate that hot dog on the sidelines, that was it. That was it. Team was losing. He was eating a hot. Remember that, Laine? Bowie laughed.
Yeah.
Me, you, Uncle Scott, and you remember that? Bowie laughed.
I know it. Oh.
But anyway, y'all, we're just going back to old times, just laughing about it.
Detroit, Stafford, 3 for 8, 58 yards.
He's a good quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Very good.
Reggie Bush. It was a story out of him, Dad. He had. I know he only went 3 for 5, but man, he had 2 good runs that were unbelievable. He hopped over people and all. He is a story in Detroit. What's Reggie Bush gonna do?
I don't understand. Still don't understand why Miami got rid of him.
A lot of people.
I don't understand that. Well, in our case, when the Saints got rid of him, I ain't going there. But
for the money that we would have loved to keep him, but for the money he wanted, it didn't make sense.
Miami?
He looked good at Miami, man.
He looked good at Miami.
He had 1,000 yards last year.
What happened there? I always, when it gets down to a serious question, I always got to go to my boy Laine. What happened? Why did they get rid of him?
Money had to be a factor, I'm guessing.
I don't understand. No, there's no way this time. He's going downhill now.
No, he had 1,000 yards last year.
No, but I'm not talking about money, Laine.
No, he's not going to go downhill in his money.
So
if he has a better year, why would he want less money?
But what I'm saying, though, do you think Detroit offered him more money than...
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Because Miami got... I don't understand why Miami got rid of him. He's a damn good running back.
Money.
I guess. I don't know.
Money. That's salary cap. They couldn't afford to keep him. Detroit paid him more. And really, what's very hard to understand like that, Detroit has more weapons, so you would think they would have a harder time.
That's what I'm... Thank you. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know, but I'm excited. I hope... What scares me is they made a comment that they were going to use him similar to what the Saints used him. If they do, that's not going to... He works better in Miami. If they use him the way we did, he's not going to have the success that he had in Miami.
In Detroit?
No, in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
If the success... No, you were right. He's not going to have the success like he did in Miami.
Yeah, right. For Detroit.
For Detroit.
Hey, hats off. Hats off to Detroit.
Calvin,
Reggie Bush still got a lot of gas, yeah. He ain't out of gas.
If you use him
you got to run. As far as speed... He's on. As far as speed and fast, he's like Sproul.
Well, speed and fast, same thing.
You know what I mean. No, but everybody at one time would say, "Oh, Reggie Bush overrated." Whatever. As far as the speed, he's on real, man.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Receiving wise, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. He broke the receiving record last year. Had 3 big catches, Fady, for 58 yards. The dude's just an animal.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say about him. By the way, coming up later in a little while on the show, Coyote said at the return. Patriots, Eagles. All right, Friday, a story broke that Philly was looking to cut ties with Michael Vick. It was a rumor. Nobody knows if it was true. What that they're ready to move on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he heard it or what happened. Man, he looked good in this game. Mike Vick 4 for 5, 94 yards, 1 TD. His offensive line finally gave him time to throw the ball. Man, and then Foles, his backup, kind of looked a little. Matt Barkley, he had a lot of work, 11 for 23. I don't know. He looked good. I know this was the first game for New England. Stephen Ridley, the LSU running back, 8 carries, 92 yards of TD. Well. He had a big running.
Yeah, he did well. So they were talking about cutting ties with Vic?
And they want to go with Foles, but Vic looked good.
Give Vic another 2 years, he's done.
If that.
Yeah, he's downhill.
The other thing that I was excited to see, LeGarrette Blount, the old Tampa Bay running back, came in and got a lot of work, 11 carries, 101 yards, 2 TD.
Wow.
He could be a big fantasy option this year. All right. We always got to talk Tebow. Ryan Mallett is the backup. He backed up Brady when Brady went out. By the way, Brady's stats 7 for 8, 65 yards, touchdown. Well, Mallett gets in the game, throws 18 passes, then gets hurt. Guess who has to come in for Mr. Mallett when he gets hurt? Tebow. 4 for 12, 55 yards. He looked, in some of them passes, they were so terrible. Watching the highlights, he's not an NFL quarterback.
And I feel bad for the guy, man. I thought, man, when he come out of Florida, I thought he was going to be wide open.
There were scares about his throwing motion, though, when he came out of college. He just didn't have to throw the ball far down the field in college. Yeah. Part of what he did was running, but receiving, man. We got a lot of new weapons for New England. No Wes Welker, no Hernandez, no Gronkowski right now. So there's a lot of new faces that look. Dan Amendola being one.
Look at that. A lot of them is like,
a lot of new faces over there, and good luck.
Belichick, he'll figure something out.
Good luck. By the way, Patriots 31, Eagles 22. Dolphins, Jaguars.
Easy. Just remember.
I mean, what can we say about this one real quick? Get it over with.
Yeah. Laine, it's true. Just get that one.
Ryan Tannehill 5 for 9, 75 yards. Henne 8 for 11, 87. Gabbert 5 for 10, 19. I would like to see Henne have a chance to start. Gabbert, to me, has never impressed me, Dad. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Moving on. By the way, final score in that one, if you care, was Dolphins 27, Jags 3. Cardinals, Packers, which we have something to report later in Coyote segment about former LSU players in their NFL debuts, which has something to do with this game. Dad, Arizona 17, Green Bay 0.
I've seen that. What's the deal with that, man?
Well, let's get to that here. Stats-wise, as we know, we love stats here at Cajun Sports Radio. Aaron Rodgers, 3 for 5, 62 yards. Carson Palmer, he's going to be the new face of Arizona. I've questioned him, but he looked good in this game. 4 for 6, the former Oakland Raider and former Cincinnati Bengals. He had 77 yards, 1 TD.
Yeah.
Looked good in this game. Like I said, we got some news to report as far as LSU that pertain to this game. So stick with us. Once again, this is the second part of 2 parts of Cajun Sports Radio. You listen to the first part, you'll see it on CajunSportsRadio.com.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Laine.
All right, we're back here at Cajun Sports Radio. We apologize once again. This will be the third part. We're having some problems with the web browser. We have the 2 other parts are on CajunSportsRadio.com. We're having some problems with the computer. We apologize. This has never happened to us before. But let's go right back on. Texans 27, Vikings 13. Matt Castle 12 for 19, TD and a pick for Minnesota. Kristen Ponder, he didn't play much in this one. 1 for 2. Matt Schaub for Houston, 5 for 5. Not too much other things to report in this one as we move on. You know about the Saints. You know about the Saints game. We talked about it earlier. We broke it down at the beginning of the show. If you want to listen to the other 2 parts, go to CajunSportsRadio.com. We have it all on there. Next, Bears, Panthers. Bears 17, Panthers 24. Talk on this one. Cam Newton, 3 for 6, 16 yards. He had a touchdown and a pick. Jay Cutler, 6 for 8. He had a pick. What else? About it. The two running backs, Bush and Forte, didn't get much work. For Carolina, not the same thing. Just kind of slow on both ends. Carolina 24, Bears 17. By the way, in a little while coming up, Coyote segment returns. Okay, Cowboys Raiders. I'm ready to talk about this one because a former LSU quarterback, Matt Flynn, he's in a quarterback battle, but a lot of people are saying that he's got it wrapped up. He is battling with Pryor mainly. Flynn went 4 for 5. He had a couple of iffy passes, and he's going to get some McGloin and Pryor. But Pryor looked good, but he had a pick. Some people are saying, Dad, that Flynn has it locked up. Some no. Romo, 6 for 8, 88 yards. He didn't play in that Hall of Fame game last Sunday. We'll see. I hope Flynn doesn't lose his job again.
Well, we see Thursday night. You got another chance. We play him.
That's right. That'll be interesting.
We play him Thursday night, so we'll see. I hope
his return to the Dome.
Yeah, I hope he does good. It ended up with 3 shows, Laine, right here.
Yeah, 3 parts. I told the show about it. I'm sorry. And by the way, I said it in the other 2 parts. We are now sponsored by DirecTV. If you join or if you move to DirecTV, you get the NFL Sunday ticket free this season, and you can get $100 off if you let us know at Cajun Sports Radio on Facebook. We can get you that $100 discount. We are sorry that there's 3 parts to the show. We will have it fixed. Well, it's not the computer. It's the web browser.
Oh, okay.
We're using Google Chrome. We need to use Firefox next week. Okay. We know. It's the web browser freezing up. I've had this same problem with my computer. It's not the computer. No problems on the computer side. Giants look good in this one. No. Pittsburgh looked good in this one.
That's the one you watched last night.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that one.
I was on NFL Network. No, both. I don't know who looked good in this one. That was a preseason game. No, the Giants were. Eli, 2 for 5. He had a touchdown to Victor Cruz. Pittsburgh was kind of sluggish. Ben Roethlisberger, 4 for 8. He did all right. But Victor Cruz, he had his touchdown. He didn't do his big celebration dance there. He said he didn't want to give everybody the full show since it was preseason.
Typical.
And the game we had today. What did you want to say, Dan? I'm sorry.
I want to.
This is the 4th part of Cajun Sports Radio. It's not us. It's the web browser keeps freezing. Okay, real quick. Bills, Colts. Bills 44, Colts 20. We do apologize for this. Yeah, it's not us. It's the web browser. It's not even the computer. The computer's doing good. It's the browser. Andrew Luck, 4 for 6, 51 yards. E.J. Manuel for Buffalo, 16 for 21. He had a touchdown. He was the big story. He looked okay in this game. Bills 44, Colts 20. Now, real quick, Coyote segment. We're not going to play any news. We don't want to give it a... Go ahead and give the fans what we have. And once again, we apologize. This is part 4. You want to listen to the other parts, you got to go...
Sorry about that, y'all. It kind of gets aggravating. But anyway, y'all, real quick about the LSU Tigers. Y'all, we had a bad blow this week. Avery Peterson, ankle. He's out for the season. That hurt. Receiver for LSU. Found out Ahmed Williams, we think, and even Laine will tell you this, we tried it. They think it was a concussion, Laine. That's the only thing that they thinking. But, y'all, that was a big blow.
But Les Smalls won't confirm it, though.
No, he won't confirm it. We had another blow. To me, it was a big blow. I was hoping for us to get that Shreve Blackwell, y'all. That was that New Jersey wide receiver. He changed his mind as of yesterday. He committed to Rutgers. Something about when he went to our camp, he didn't like it or whatever. And I am so tired, and I'll admit it on Danny Dunn's. After we don't get a player, they say they want to. We didn't need him anyway. Yeah, that one we needed. I never understood how someone wants a player, but every time we don't get them, they will say, "Oh, well, we didn't really want them." Yes, we did want them. That was another blow. Now, real quick, Jeremy Hill. You know what? We got to talk about him. I don't know what's going to happen here, y'all. He's practicing, y'all know that, and he's back on the team, and there's a lot of people don't like it, but guess what?
The players voted.
Yeah, the players voted, but
They brought him back. They didn't.
But
the judge didn't put him in jail.
yeah, we had talked about that last week.
No, we didn't. This is new. The judge made his decision
That's
too.
right. It was.
Yeah.
You're right. Tell him, Laine.
Well, the judge didn't put him in jail. They decided that he didn't revoke his parole, and later that day, Miles put him back on the team. But he did do a player vote.
Yeah. And that evening he had pads on. Well, I thought a lot of people would be excited. No. Y'all, he's getting more negative feedback that he's back on the team. Even the TCU coach.
Which I think that guy was out of line for doing that.
Yeah, he even called Miles out.
I think he was stupid for doing that.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That's saying, why? That's our first game against TCU.
He's probably just mad that he has to go against them.
Yeah, but we still don't know how long he's going to be out.
Okay, well, say what the TCU guy said.
Well, the TCU guy called him out and said, "Why is Jeremy Hill back on the team? When he had to suspend 2 players, and the 2 players right now, I'll be honest with y'all, we have no time. I don't know who they are,
But they are very
2
parts of
players.
the
But
team.
anyway, Miles said he gonna do what he want to do.
Which he did put it. His response was, "We gave the players. We let the players vote him back in, and he feels that he trusts his players enough to make the right decision."
Do we need Jeremy Hill? Yes, we do.
I just think that TCU guy, what he did was he pissed off Miles,
Yep.
and he pissed off LSU. That's what he did by doing that. He should have kept his mouth shut. That's my opinion on that.
That's right. I got to see some cat drills and some practice with the LSU Tigers as of Thursday and Friday. It was open up. Danny Dunn, I give him credit. He had some video.
They all did. NOLA.com.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The defense and all, same old thing. They're young. The offense, same old thing. 10 yards, throw the ball. So they didn't show too much
it was
about
cat
that.
drills.
Yeah.
They wouldn't throw the ball down the field drills.
Yeah, but anyway, they ended up showing some other stuff on it. Still didn't see too much of Mettenberger like I wanted to see. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like Laine was saying about Cincinnati with Honey Badger. Wow, what a performance he did with
He had a
the
12-yard
Bengals.
sack, which Barkevius Mingo looked good for the Browns.
Yeah.
From what I heard, Kevin Mentor, he played inside linebacker for the Cardinals as well. He looked good. He had 3 tackles. Spencer Ware, who ran the ball 7 times for 32 yards, including a 6-yard touchdown for Seattle over San Diego. Another LSU running back, Michael Ford, did well for Chicago. Listen to this. He had 15 yards, and he had a 4-yard touchdown.
Wow.
Safety Eric Reed had 5 touchdowns for San Francisco. Defensive tackle Benny Logan did pretty well for Philadelphia. He had 5 total tackles, 4 of them solo, and one of them was a sack. Russell Shepard has been turning heads in camp, but he had 1 reception for 4 yards for Philly. He didn't do much.
Y'all, that was 10 of the people that left LSU last year.
Then you got former defensive end LeVar Edwards. He picked up a sack and 3 tackles in Tennessee's 22-21 loss to Washington. We will give the credit, as always, as we like to do, to NOLA.com for breaking this down.
Now, real quick, going back to Les Miles and Jeremy Hill. Me, personally, I think he ought to suspend him at least 3 games. Get this over with.
Before real-time football
Before real-time starts, because he's pissing the people off. That's what Miles likes to do. The more you're going to stay on Miles, the more he's going to piss you off. I think Jeremy Hill should be more than 3 games. But give him 3 games and let him move on or whatever, because it's getting old.
Look, guys, I'm going to figure out a way to join all the episodes. If I don't, this will be a 4-part show. You'll have to go back and listen to every part, but I will try, if I have time this week, to get all the episodes together and put them all in one episode to where the people who listen to, I know we have a lot of podcasters out there, and we appreciate every one of you. The way y'all don't have to listen to 4 different parts. That's the main thing. And once again, I want to let everybody know if you're looking for a new cable provider and you're a sports fan, you got to check out DirecTV. You join. I know I keep saying this. I keep saying it like a broken record, but there's a lot of money on the line with these guys. You sign up with DirecTV today. You will get the NFL Sunday ticket for free, and also $100 off of your first year if you let me know on CajunSportsRadio.com or on Facebook at Cajun Sports Radio.
What a show, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to Cajun Sports Radio. We enjoyed it. Like I said, we got a lot more next week. We're going to talk more football. and
Football's here. Our shows got it. It's just, last year, the only time we had to break the shows down, you know when it was? Football season.
Yep.
When nothing's going on, we have no problems. But right when the biggest part of the year comes, that's when we start having problems.
But anyway, we're going back to LSU. I'm worried about that young defensive line. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that young defensive line. Hey, I am.
I'm gonna ask you something.
We'll see.
You're a Danny Don man. You're a Danny Don man. You've been reading Danny Don for years. I don't find Danny Don is up to par like it used to be.
Well,
do you think that his son is as good as him?
Oh, no.
I don't find the sites even readable anymore.
At least he's trying to take over his daddy's footsteps. But the daddy, he's old school, and he's gonna know more and all. Danny Dunn likes to know where to go on vacation. I know that. He likes for people to understand. I love to know how many vacations he takes a year. But anyway.
I'm sorry. I'd rather go to NOLA.com, Tiger Droppings, Tiger Rant, which is part of Tiger Dropping, Bleacher Report. They give me more than what he's giving me. He used to, Danny Dunn, it used to be the. But, guys, I'm going to try once again to get all of these episodes together into one. If not, it's going to be broken down into 4 parts. This will be the one that you hear first when you go to CajunSportsRadio.com. Ignore it. Start all the way from the back. That's why I'm going to have to fix this.
Yeah, because of all times, the whole time we didn't have nothing to talk about, the show never messed up.
I'm going to try to fix this and get this together.
So, Laine, you saying it's not the computer?
Not the computer. It's the web. It's the web browser. We're using Google Chrome. We need to use either Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox. So, all right, guys, this is Cajun Sports Radio. We were
have a good work week.
We were presented by Best Bike, ATV, and of course DirecTV. Check them out. We'll be back next week, same time, Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for listening.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.